Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Courtney.
Yay, we have another guest here. And Erica isn't here today because she had to go to an event today. So she was a little lame and she couldn't join us, but that's okay. We can have fun without her. So Courtney is here today. And if you remember me talking about her anytime previously, Courtney is one of my best friends from college. And I'm excited to be able to interview her because I already know the answer to all of these questions, but I need to make sure that you all know the answer to these questions.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are you drinking today, Courtney?
And ever since college, we were multiple drink girlies. So I'm drinking a V8 energy drink because I just feel they're a little bit healthier. And then I have a water.
Okay. I also have my water, and I recently got this really cute straw topper from Target, and it's a little, candy corn zombie
for
guy.
Halloween, yeah.
And he's really
cute. So cute.
And then I have my Witch's Brew Alani.
Those are so
good. Cute. I love them.
I literally have a video of me trying it for the first time. I think I stole it from you, but you
probably.
Didn't know.
What did you rate it?
I think I gave it a 9 out of 10.
It's really good.
Very good.
It's my favorite. I love a caramel apple flavored thing, so.
And it sucks they're only seasonal.
I know, and it makes me so mad because I want one in March and I can't have one.
It's okay. You gotta save good things for only a few times a year.
I guess so. I guess that's right. Okay, so before we get into the real interview stuff, we're going to talk about exciting things that have been happening recently. So I know you did exciting stuff last weekend. So you tell me about your exciting weekend last weekend.
So our friend Jordan, he moved to LA after college and he came back to visit last weekend. So we went out in downtown Cleveland in the Flats. And that was my first time ever going out there. And it was very fun. It's just, it kind of reminded me of going out in BG a little bit.
Really?
And yeah, I had so much fun. And the only person we were missing was you.
I know, I'm so sad.
But it was so fun.
I would have gone, but I had a concert that I had to go to.
Yeah, and you had pink hair.
I did. It wasn't real.
I know. It took me a second because I was like, there's no way she would dye her hair and not tell me.
I know. I didn't dye it. My friend Owen that I went to the concert with, she bought the plastic hair extensions and she ordered pink and blue, but the blue didn't come in until we were on the way to the concert.
Oh.
So we had to use pink.
The pink looked good though.
It did.
Looked good.
But what else did you do while Jordan was there? Did you just go out to the bars?
We went out to a few bars, and then we also went to this restaurant called Sora. I would say it's sushi, hibachi.
Ooh.
It was pretty good, yeah. We made a reservation for 8, and then my sister wanted to go with us. We had to tell her no.
Oh. I did. Okay. I think I saw your photos, or maybe it was her photos or somebody's, and it was she went to the rooftop with you guys. Mm-hmm. Did she have a fun time meeting everybody?
She did. And our BG gang meets no stranger, so she felt like she was one of us. Aww. And it was probably nice for her to get out, a mom's night out.
Yeah, it was a mom's night out. Did Justin take care of the baby?
Yeah, he did.
Aww.
They had a little father-son bonding time while she was gone.
So cute. Aw, I'm glad that you had fun. When did Jordan leave? Was he there for the whole weekend or?
Yes, it was Labor Day weekend, so we didn't have work on Monday, so he was able to stay for a little extended stay long weekend.
Aw, did you get to see him another day since you live close?
No, I only saw him on Saturday because my family was doing stuff for Labor Day, so I think everybody was kind of doing stuff on Labor Day, but it was still really cool that everybody got to come on Saturday, spend time with them.
Yeah, and then Jada FaceTimed me while I was at the concert, and I was trying to answer, but it was so loud, and it was storming.
Did she really?
Yeah, and she either called me or FaceTimed me. I don't remember. I just remember that she called me, and I was standing there because there was severe weather at the concert, and it was delayed, and it was an outside venue, so we all had to shove under the pavilion, and I was trying to listen to her and say I was so excited to say hi to everybody, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh no.
It was okay though. I still got to say hi.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But my things that I'm excited for is that on Wednesday I get to go to Florida for the first time ever.
What? In the middle of the week, girl? Aren't you supposed to be working?
Yeah, I took time off.
What are you guys doing in Florida?
We're going to an area called Treasure Island, so it's right outside of like St. Petersburg area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're flying into Tampa. We're going with Kyle's friend Dakota and his girlfriend, and we're gonna. I don't know. We're trying to plan like this tiki bar. We might be doing like a little like booze cruise. I don't know, because it's September in Florida. Nobody's there. So it's going to be really easy to like
The
book
perfect time to
things.
go, yeah.
I know. On a Wednesday in the middle of September, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm really excited because I've never been to Florida before. Kyle's only been once, so it'll be really like cool for us to like explore this side of Florida together.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I'm so excited. And then what else am I looking forward to? Let me look at my calendar. I don't know. I think that's it right now. Oh, Survivor starts. Not next week, but the week after that. And me and Erica are going to start watching it together every week.
Isn't that like the 80 millionth season?
Yeah. It started in the year 2000 when we were born.
Yeah, I don't even mention it. I'll be 25 next year.
That's okay. Kyle's going to be 26 this month.
Oh.
He's
I
old.
won't say anything.
Erica's also going to be 26 this year, so...
Grannies.
We're not talking bad about her, I promise.
We would never.
Never. But now we can get into like the introduction questions. Are you ready?
I think so.
These are the easy ones, and these ones are going to be pretty similar to what we asked Jada. So if you prepared, you'll kind of know what's happening.
Okay.
So the first one is, where did you grow up?
Okay, that's not hard. I grew up in Elyria, Ohio, but if you were to ask me, like, if I was at work or something, and like, oh my gosh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Cleveland, because everybody knows where Cleveland's at, but no one really knows where Elyria's at.
Yeah.
I've lived there my whole life. I've never moved. I've always been in this house. Like, this is my childhood home. I'm currently still here. They can't get rid of me.
That's okay. They love having you there.
They do. They really do.
So wait, you go.
I said, without me, this place would be boring.
Yeah, exactly. What would mom and dad do without you?
They wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly. So as a kid, did you ever have like a dream location that you wanted to like grow up and like go to live in? Or did you always like think about staying home? I always think like when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to move to like Hollywood or something, like something crazy.
I think I never really thought of like moving anywhere else. Like, my family's here, my friends are here. I was pretty content. Maybe a bigger house, a more fancier house, but like I was okay with where I was at because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Like, I still may not know any better.
That's okay.
But like I was okay here. I don't hate it here.
Yeah, it's nice. And it's like, it's stable too. Like, you've always known it. You don't want to like throw yourself to the wolves, you know?
No, not quite yet, I don't think.
No, that's okay. So as a kid, what were your hobbies growing up?
Okay, so as a kid, I have a little brother named Charles.
We love Charles.
We love Charles. And we did a lot of things together. So like when I was really little, I was an outside kid making mud pies.
I was going to ask you if you made mud pies.
I created probably COVID-19 with the mud pie. And then for hobbies, I played soccer for like one day.
I didn't even know that. That's a deep cut.
One of the parents like threatened to bring a gun or something, so then my parents pulled me out of it. I ran track in middle school and elementary school. Are these hobbies? I don't know.
I think so. Jada talks about dancing, so I think they're hobbies.
And then my like most stable hobby that I was in for the longest, and I think I was the most like accelerated at, in high school I was in the marching band. So that was pretty. Yeah. It's good memories. Like, I'm happy I did it, but when I was doing it, I was miserable.
That's okay. What do you think your like hobbies are now?
My hobbies are now reading. I like to bake.
Ooh.
But I only do it in the fall, not in the
Uh-huh.
summertime.
It's too hot to turn on the oven in the summer.
Correct. And then I think I'm kind of on the hunt for new hobbies. I
You
feel
should
like,
you should get back into painting your nails.
and you know what? As a nurse, I really can't that
Oh,
much.
you're
Like, I
right.
can have like my natural nails, but that's not like really the fun type of nails.
Yeah.
So, painting my nails used to be one of my biggest hobbies, I
It
would say,
did.
but I had to kind of let it go for the safety of my patients.
That's true. You could
Yeah.
start like maybe you could paint canvases.
You know what? And I do love a good sip and paint, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be a good hobby for me. Maybe like crocheting.
Oh yeah.
Is that too granny, you think?
No, I don't think so. I think that you can make like little pets.
Yes. See, that's what I was thinking of. But the patterns, are they called?
Uh-huh.
They're really complicated. Like, so, and
You're like,
I get discouraged easily, kind
yeah.
of like you
Yeah.
sometimes. So
You're like,
I
I could
try.
crochet a string.
Yeah, literally a straight line, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
But you could get better at it, I think.
No, so I'm on the hunt for new hobbies. So if you guys have any recommendations, just let me know.
What was the book that you read most recently?
Uh, I think, look, pulling on my Goodreads, I think it was called Catching Feelings or something like that. It was a baseball romance.
Oh, okay.
I have been really into romance novels. Like, that's all I really read.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a good hockey romance.
You're crazy.
I think I eat those ones up so hard.
I just realized that I don't even follow you on Goodreads.
And you can, but I just have to let you know it's a judgment-free zone. So
That's
when
okay.
when you see I've read my 8th hockey romance in a row, I'm like, be like, girl, give it up.
No, it's okay. There's no judgment here.
Yeah.
I can't find you right now, but I'm going to follow you later, and then maybe we'll share your Goodreads. Maybe you'll become like the next Goodreads influencer.
I don't think so. that one might not be for me.
That's okay. Okay, last introduction question.
Okay.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's so easy. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an OBGYN so bad. You know Sam's Club and how they have all those tables like in the middle of the store, like clothes and books and stuff?
Yeah.
I would always make my parents buy like me those medical books. And I was like 10 or 11, had no business buying that thick ass encyclopedia. And I would just like flip to the reproduction part and like read that and close it. But
That's
that was it.
crazy.
I know, and I still have them in my room. Like, I will never get rid of them. But back then, yeah, I knew for sure I wanted to be like an OBGYN. And I'm like, my career is kind of like in women's health a little bit, but that was a staple dream job when I was a kid.
Yeah. Did you ever say like anything different, or did you always say like you wanted to be a doctor and you always wanted to like help like women?
I'd say for that part, it was always pretty stable. I never really changed it. Like, I never said I wanted to be a teacher or a movie star or nothing like that. It was just always a doctor.
I always like went back and forth. So I think I started like my first one was like I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to like learn sign language so I could like teach like deaf kids because I thought it'd be so nice. And then I wanted to, I don't know, I changed like 8 times. And then once I hit high school, it's like pretty stable since then.
It's like once you hit high school and you realize what might have to go into some of these careers, you're like, let's try
Never
something
mind.
else.
Yeah, let's try again. Okay, next, we are going to go more into that, like your career and everything like we did with Jada, but it's not going to be too many questions. And we have a couple more questions before then.
Okay.
So this section is called Who is Courtney? So
let's see.
What is our relationship to each other for our listeners that don't know? I already kind of said this, but Courtney was my first friend at school because we had to do this silly little program called a summer bridge. And we had to go to school 3 weeks before like the semester started. So it was 6 weeks before school started, but we had to be there for 3 weeks. And me and Courtney both went. We didn't want to be there. We were so bitter. We wanted to live our last summer with all of our high school friends. And me and Courtney were put together as roommates. And we had no idea, like we had followed each other on Instagram or something, and we figured out like we were going to be roommates, but we didn't really talk. And then we met and we were like friends the next day.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I think it was like by the end of the first day after we'd moved everything in, we were like best friends.
Yeah, I was like,
already.
okay, this won't be bad.
Yeah.
This won't be bad.
It wasn't bad. And even though we had to like go to school for 3 weeks in the middle of our summer, of our last summer at home, I think it was a good experience because me and Courtney met, and then we met Deja, and then we met Jada, and then we met everybody else that you all kind of heard in the Jada interview episode.
Yeah.
But what was your experience with that, Courtney? I want to know if you thought anything different.
No, I think you pretty much nailed it. I remember like we exchanged like social media and numbers, and before we met in person, we were like introducing ourselves through text, and you were telling me like how your parents had all these goats and chickens, and you had not chickens, goats, and what else?
Everything.
Yeah, and you told me you had adopted brothers, and I was like, oh, okay, so this girl is so interesting, and I have nothing interesting to share about myself, and I was like, okay, whatever, like, this is fine, and I still didn't want to go, and then I remember when we first met you, and Kyle was there, and he was so tall, and I was like, wow, he's so tall. And I remember we both, like, after we were all moved in, we both left to go say goodbye to our families, and I remember I was probably crying, and you were probably crying, and then when we both realized we were sad, we were like, all right, let's comfort each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it went, even though we didn't want to be there, it was probably one of the best things for me.
Yeah,
because I met
think
my
so.
bestie.
Yeah, we met our best friends, and like, how would we have not? Like, if we would have said no to this, like, we wouldn't have met each other probably ever.
Maybe if we didn't see each other then, I probably would have met you in like those AIMS like seminar classes.
Yeah, probably.
The universe would have had to bring us together.
They would have had to. But I think I met your sister first because I think you had went back downstairs with your dad or something to get another load of stuff. And your sister was in the room, and I was like, oh, are you Courtney? And she was like, no. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know who you were.
Right. Just seen some random girl.
I see a girl that's about the same height as you. She doesn't look that much older than you. I'd never met you in person, so who knows? And I was like, are you Courtney? She said, no.
You want to know another thing? I remember, and it's not even important, and you might can cut this out.
No, it's okay.
Our beds were so tall.
They were so tall.
Like, and I remember I like tried to jump down. Worst mistake of my life.
No, because we would still do that even when we lived in Founders, like our sophomore year together. We would still try and jump down, and we would still hurt ourselves.
It was, I don't know why, like, you could lower them, couldn't you?
Yeah. I mean,
we just didn't.
I think yours was lowered when we lived in like Founders sophomore year. But mine was like, still high.
Because you had a chair under there, and like you had like a little living area under yours.
I think so.
So that's why.
Yeah.
Good time.
Good times.
Good time.
Okay, so now we're going to get to know Courtney better.
Okay.
So, do you identify as an introvert, extrovert, or an ambivert?
I am a introverted extrovert.
That's what I think I would say for myself too.
Like, I'm not a social butterfly like some people, but like once I get to know you, I'll like open out of my shell a little bit, and then I'll be like an extrovert. But like, I would not consider myself an extrovert like right out the gate. That's just not, you're not getting that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm scared of you at first, right? And then I'll talk to you.
I have nothing to say.
I think I agree. I think that like we're similar in that. Like once you get to know us, we're gonna yap your ear off.
Oh, for sure.
And you're gonna know everything about us by the end of the day.
Consider your ear gone.
Literally. I feel like this answer has changed, but would you consider yourself a morning, afternoon, evening, or night owl?
It definitely has changed. Like, you just know. I used to be a night owl.
Courtney would be the biggest night owl.
Back in my younger days. But since I've joined the working world, I'm definitely not a night person anymore. So we can cut that answer out. I wouldn't say I'm a morning person because I fear as soon as I get up, I might be the worst version of myself.
No, because I can tell everybody that with living with Courtney for like 2.5 years, you do not talk to her for at least the first 30 minutes that she's awake because you will get grunts in return.
It's because like I'm trying to convince myself I'm still alive. So maybe I'm like an afternoon person.
Maybe. Do you
Like
feel
I gotta
like,
get warmed up.
yeah, when you get off work, do you feel like you're like super ready to talk to people?
When 3 o'clock hits, I might be the best version of myself.
Yeah. So I
Like,
think you're an afternoon, evening person.
I think so too. Maybe I don't know what it is, but like I'm smiling at people, throwing out compliments. Like I might give you a hug. So like that's prime time. Ask me anything at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. But at 7 a.m., you could turn away.
Don't look this way.
When you do wake up though in the morning, what's your favorite part of your morning routine?
Is there a favorite part?
I don't know.
Honestly? My favorite part of my morning routine may be,
Scrolling on TikTok in bed before you get up.
you know what? When I wake up in the morning, I like just check my notifications to see how many people like, oh, look who reached out to me when I was sleeping. Like,
Aw.
my phone's not blank.
Aw.
And maybe just waking up and seeing another day, that's a good part.
That is a good part.
I'm not dead.
Do you like your drive to work? Do you like getting a coffee on the way to work when you get to work?
I get a coffee after work, which is weird.
Yeah.
I get it, and I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. I'm more of a tea person. And I get it after work as a reward to say I survived the day.
You did survive the day.
And my mom and I actually carpool to work.
Oh, cute.
Because she works so close to me. And also at the Cleveland Clinic, they charge you for parking. So like, I don't want to pay that. So like, she just drops me off.
Yeah.
But recently, I guess, okay, this is a good answer. Me and my mom have started listening to audiobooks together on the way to work.
That's so cute.
It is cute until you get to the part where she will continue to listen without me, and then she just has to catch me up.
Yeah.
So I may be missing major chunks of the book, but hey, it's still a good bonding experience.
Yeah. Does she just listen like the rest of her drive to work and then
Well,
like on her way to pick you up too?
The rest of her drive to work is like 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
But like throughout the day, she'll listen like on her lunch break and stuff.
Oh.
And we're listening on her phone, so I don't get that opportunity. I feel like maybe a good update for these audiobook companies is like a shared feature where we can both listen at the same time, and like the timestamps are together, so
like
we'll
they
know.
get shared, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe that if they're listening out there, guys, let's work on that.
Yeah, we should work on it. Okay. Next one. You might think I'm silly for asking you this question, but what is your favorite kind of workout?
No. It's not silly. And you know what? I actually do have an answer. I'm an elliptical girl.
Yeah. I was going to say, anytime I've ever seen Courtney work out, she just loves to like strut on the elliptical.
I can do the elliptical, put on a good like playlist, and I can be on there for like a good 3 miles, honestly.
Yeah. And we love a good walk.
Yeah, we do love a good walk. I would say that too.
We just don't get a chance to walk as working girlies sometimes because we got to go to work.
But you know what? My job, like I get minimum 9,000 steps a day.
Yeah, that's good.
So I be walking my little booty off.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really excited to hear your explanation for this one.
Okay.
Describe your personal style in 3 to 5 words.
In 3 to 5 words, I would say I feel like the word comfy is kind of like basic.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said in
Oversized.
mine.
I like a good oversized anything.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like, it doesn't fit me. Oh my gosh, I want it.
Yeah.
Comfy, oversized, and this is 2 words, but matching set.
Oh, a matching set. Oversized matching set is Courtney.
Yeah, I love a good matching set. Bury me in a matching set if you must.
Of course.
Of course.
Is there any other words that you could think of?
No, I think that's it, honestly.
I think that does work for you. Do you like have a color palette in mind that you want to like throw in there?
I think Jada said this too, but olive green looks good on me. And maybe yellows. I don't wear a lot of yellows, but I think it looks good with my skin tone.
Yeah, I also think like, don't you have like a light purple matching set? I feel like
I do.
I've seen that.
Yes,
I like
I do.
that one.
And in your wedding, I wore that yellow dress, and I really liked that.
Yeah. It was
So
like a marigoldy yellow.
yes, and I think before your wedding, I didn't know that I liked yellows until that day.
Really?
Yeah,
And
no.
everybody was against the yellow dress. Not like
Were they?
against, but they were like, "Oh no, like I want the purple one." And
No, I
then
didn't care.
I think the yellow one looked good on everybody.
The yellow one, you ate with that one,
Oh,
for real.
thanks. Okay, and what is your most proud moment in life so far?
You know what? My most proud moment was probably getting through my accelerated nursing program in 16 months and doing it with like I was I got really good grades, like
Good.
A's and B's, like a 3.8 GPA, and it was probably one of
Dang,
the hardest
smarty.
things. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. So I'm really proud of getting through that
That's
because
perfect
it
because
almost
that
took me
is,
out the
it
game.
did almost. And it's a perfect segue because the next question is, what do you currently do for work and what field are you in, or like what's your current job?
So currently, I am an OR nurse, a surgical nurse, a scrub and circulating nurse. So when I'm scrubbed in, I'm like passing the instruments to the doctor, and when I'm circulating, I'm like running the room. I am a new grad, so I've recently just started since March, and I recently just got off of orientation this past week. So
Yay.
it's like finally starting to like sink in and click like, all right, girl, they trust you, like you can do this.
Yeah. And it's really funny because that's exactly what Kyle does, except
Mhm.
for the scrub part. He doesn't do scrubbing yet. He can learn that eventually.
Mhm.
But the circulating part that Courtney does is exactly what Kyle does. They
Mhm.
just do it in different kinds of operating rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that you like scrubbing more or do you like circulating more?
Ah, that is such a good question. You really came
I
prepared.
didn't even write that one down. That one's just off the dome.
Um, I think as of right now, I like scrubbing more because I'm more confident in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing when I'm scrubbing in certain cases, okay? Not all
Yeah.
cases, but like if it's a case I'm familiar with, I know the table setup. I kind of can anticipate what the surgeon's going to need. Like I can scrub. Circulating is a little bit more, you know, wobbly for me because the floor can fall out at any time, and then you just gotta be able to find this or do this or call this person, or like the surgeon's phone is ringing, like answer it, hold it up to their ear, and then like, oh, can you call this person back and page this person for me? It's just a lot, and I don't really love it, and I have a hard time not wanting to do things that I'm not good at, and like,
Yeah.
and that's just like not realistic because you're not going to be good at everything. But I prefer to do things that I'm good at, so I like to scrub more.
Yeah, that's exactly how Kyle feels too because he doesn't like you never feel confident doing things
Mhm.
that you're not good at, but you have
Mhm.
to do it so that you can be good at it.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
the really hard part.
And
Do
I
you
know that, but some days I can't accept it.
Yeah. Do you think that you feel more confident in scrubbing because you learned it first in your orientation?
You know what? I think maybe so. Yes.
Like
But
if you
honestly,
learned circulating first, do you think you'd be more confident in that?
that's like a hard question because I was a blank slate at the beginning. Like I didn't know anything, so you could have taught me anything first, and it wouldn't have
Yeah.
mattered. And honestly, even if they taught me circulating first and then they taught me scrubbing, I still probably would have liked scrubbing a little bit better because scrubbing is a little bit more like set in stone, you know, like it's less of going to be a change.
Mhm.
But like circulating, it can look different with each patient because each patient has different needs. And I don't know. And like the day can just be different. I don't know. You know, it's just hard. It's a hard
Yeah.
job in general, but I think at the end of the day, I just like scrubbing better. And it could be because they taught me first,
Mhm.
taught me that first. So like it just feels more comfortable and I've been doing it longer.
Yeah. What do you think is the most interesting or like the most like I guess two-parted question. What's
Hmm.
the most interesting case that you get to work on and then like
Hmm.
what's the most confident case that you work on?
Okay, that's these are good questions I actually have answers to. I was so afraid I wasn't gonna be able to talk about anything,
No,
but
I knew you would have answers to these questions.
so the most interesting case is when we do, I think it's a vaginoplasty. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right. and we change the penis into a vagina, and it looks good, guys. Okay, don't knock it till you try it. Like that surgeon is so talented. And I know it could be a controversial thing, but like that aside, just the work in general, I think it's just so cool how medicine has evolved and we're able to like reconstruct the body like that. Very interesting.
And like provide somebody like that healthcare that they need to feel confident.
Exactly. And I feel like those patients come in and they're putting all their trust in the doctor, like, and they are able to deliver. So I think that's really cool to be a part of that. And like, to me, I'm working on the patient and then I go home and like sleep it off and forget about it. But like, that patient probably remembers exactly who was in that room, exactly how they felt that day, because this is such a big moment in their life. And sometimes I forget that. So it's really cool to be a part of that.
Yeah. And then what case do you feel most confident working on?
My most confident case, like if I could schedule this every day, a laparoscopic hysterectomy.
Okay.
Like, it's so cool how they do it. And like, it's not like a big incision because we're going in laparoscopically. It's like 3 little incisions we're doing, and they're putting these long tools in you, blowing your belly up with some gas, getting your uterus out. We could take it out through your belly button, or we can take it out through your vagina, however you want.
That's crazy.
I know, but I'm most confident in that because I know the table setup. I know the pool. Like, I know what instruments I got to pull. Yeah, I'm confident in those. So.
Do you think that one's like pretty routine? Do you get to do that often at work?
That's
good. I feel like that might help you feeling more confident because you get to do it often.
I do it quite often, and when they put me in the room with those cases, I'm like, it's gonna be a good day.
You're like, I got this. I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Even though I know it probably will be better, it's probably best if I like try to branch out and do stuff I'm not familiar with, so I can get, more experience in other things. I don't feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, because it's nice to like, because you're good at it. Like you were talking about earlier, like you like to practice things that you're good at. Right. And that one you're really good at. You get to do it all the time.
Don't sue me. Sorry, I want to feel good at something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human.
I mean, nursing is hard, and it's like you can like feel defeated, but if you get to work on something that you're good at, there's no defeat there.
Nursing is hard, and you do feel defeated a lot. Sometimes I wish I had an easy job, but easy jobs don't pay well.
No, easy jobs don't pay well. Okay, so the next one, you talked about like your transition, or not your transition, your accelerated program a little bit. So when did you decide that you wanted to go into nursing? And like what made you decide that you wanted to change your career path?
I was in my final semester of undergrad at BG. I was in Scott Rogers' evolution class.
Oh my goodness.
It was like November, and I knew I was about to graduate soon. I knew I was not going to medical school. I knew I was not taking the NCAT. I seen what that did to people, and I was not doing it. And I was like, I need to make something shake. So I was in the back of his class Googling stuff, and I was never against nursing. I just never actually looked into it. I don't know why. I just never looked into it. Maybe it was because BG only had like medical school routes, and we didn't even have a nursing program to look into. But long story short, I did some research and I saw that there is accelerated programs available for nursing, and I was like, like that actually might be good for me. That can like help me with the route I want to go in, because I know there's so many paths you can take in medicine to get to where you want to go. I stumbled upon Xavier University's accelerated nursing program, and I saw that they had an Independence campus, so I wouldn't have to relocate. And I wanted some more information on it, but a lot of those sites, you have to like give them your email address and your phone number, and then they'll reach out to you and give you information, which is a little bit annoying, but I did it, and they called me back like that same day. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of fast. Because you know how sometimes you want the ball to be in their court and you can just forget about it? No, babe. They put that back immediately.
They said, here you go.
Yeah, literally. They matched me up with an admissions advisor. And then I started scheduling myself meetings. and they talked to me, asked me like my background of my schooling and like what I had, when I would want to start, stuff like that. And that's kind of how I decided, like, okay, I got to be all in it. And so I put all my eggs in that basket and I went from there. I think the hardest part was like talking to my parents and like asking, like, okay, I'm going to go back to school and it's going to be another chunk of money that I don't have. Can you please? That part was a little bit hard. And I think that was one of the reasons why I really had to like lock in and perform so well in nursing school, because I wanted my parents to make sure they knew like I was serious. Like, I'm not playing around. Like, this is really what I want to do. And I had to prove it. And the only way I could prove it was like through my grades and my work ethic. But I think I showed them like I was serious. So
Yeah.
that was good.
I think it's really funny that you said it was November and you were sitting in that evolution class. For people that don't know, Courtney graduated in December. She did not graduate in the spring. So she really made this last minute decision
A
to
game
make the
minute
switch
change.
up. That's so funny. Was it scary to change?
It wasn't super scary because I really didn't have much like, okay, so I got a degree in biology and I was like looking up jobs you can do with a biology degree and nothing was really like calling my name.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't scary. It was more like frustrating. Like, I got this degree and I don't really love what my options would be.
Yeah.
So the only option I really had was to go back to school. So it was more like frustrating for me. But after like some realization, and I was like, well, this is what I have to do to get where I want to be. So it's like, there's really no point in sulking and crying about it. Just figure out a solution.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah, and you knew the solution wasn't going to medical school and
Yeah.
becoming that OBGYN, and you're like,
Yeah.
I can do this, but a little different now.
Exactly. Like, I can still work with the patients I want to, just with a different title, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah. How did you feel supported to make that transition? Was there anything that like helped you like bite the bullet per se and like start looking up programs, or
How did I feel supported? Well, I think that my family and friends have always been like my biggest supporters ever. Like, whatever I do, as long as they see that I'm serious about it and I'm like not messing around, they're always going to support me. I think looking around and seeing all my friends like making that jump into their careers, and you accepting a job across the country, like if she can do scary things, so can I.
Aw.
Like, I feel like there's so much greatness around me, and I see the sacrifices that my friends and family have to make. I'm like, okay, I can do it too. Like,
yeah.
if you want good things, it's not going to just be handed to you, and you're not just going to be comfortable. You got to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's how I decided.
Oh, cute. When do you think that you made the decision that you weren't going to medical school anymore? Do you think that it was that November, or do you think that you've been thinking about it for a little bit?
And see if Sarah Jordan is on this. She's going to try to get my scholarship.
She can't. She can't. It's already been paid for.
I think I knew for sure I probably was not going to medical school. Probably like sophomore year of college.
I think I can remember the moment that you knew you weren't going to medical school, because Courtney had this nightly ritual. She would always call her parents before bed every night. And every night she called them, and her mom would say something about, like, have you made a decision? I'm like, Courtney, made a decision about what? And she's like, I just can't go to medical school. I can't do that to myself.
And you see, I'm glad you were there to see that. Like, I just wasn't doing it. But the scholarship program I was in at BG was like medical school path, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in those scholarship meetings and those speakers talking about like what they wanted to see, everything we needed to be involved in to be just like a candidate, like to have a fighting chance. It wasn't for me, babe.
Mm-mm.
I wasn't doing that.
No.
But I just had to play the part, and sometimes that's what you have to do.
And you still got good knowledge that I think helped you in the long run.
I got good knowledge, and the classes I took because I was on the med school path really helped me with my nursing degree, because it literally set me up for success.
Mm-hmm.
So in general, I knew what I was doing. I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. You just didn't know how to make it happen yet.
I didn't know how to make it happen, but I was in the right vicinity, I think. But I wasn't going to medical school.
No.
I knew that. And you knew that too. And like, you're such a girl's girl for just going along with it. You never outed me or nothing.
No.
You just like, she's fine, guys.
Yeah.
She's fine.
I was like, I hear these conversations. I hear Courtney sitting here saying, I can't go to school.
You knew.
I was saying the same thing. I couldn't go to grad school. I just didn't
You
know
knew.
it yet.
We both knew. We had a mutual understanding. So that's why we're locked in.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
For you? When are you going to move back to Ohio?
I can't. I have a
know.
good job here.
I know. So tell me about your new role that you're taking on. Or is that a secret?
It's not a secret because actually on Friday they announced my old position. They posted it for people to apply to. So it's general knowledge now.
Okay.
I do start a new promotion on Monday, and I'm going to be moving into a full-time trainer position. So
As you should.
the past 2 years, I've been in a position where I was on the sampling team, and I just did a episode on National Forensic Science Week that'll be coming out in 2 weeks. And if you listen to that episode, you know what I do. But Courtney hasn't listened to it yet because it hasn't come out. So at work currently, I work on multiple different kinds of cases, and I cut the swabs from sexual assault kits, or I cut swabs from breaking and entering, or like car theft, things like that. And I put those in tubes, and then it goes through DNA extraction and everything. So now instead of doing that, I get to teach people how to do it.
That's so awesome.
I took a promotion in January, February of this year where I was the team lead for the team that I was on. And I worked really closely with the training team in that position to be able to better the training program and make sure people were learning correctly. But now I'm taking on the full-time role to be able to teach people. And at the end of the month, I actually get to start training my own way and get my own training so that I can help train people in more things.
Look at you. I'm so proud.
Thank you. I feel like it's a lot. It happened very quickly. I just found out about a week and a half ago that I got the promotion, and I'm already starting in it. And I'm actually going on PTO for 3 of the 5 days this week, so I'm not really fully transitioning until I get back. But I'm excited what it's going to look like because right now we don't actually have an answer of what my position looks like because it was made for me. It didn't exist previously.
And don't you love that?
Yeah, and the team lead position I was in didn't exist before me either.
And that just shows how special you are. They want you so bad. They're let's create something for her because she needs to be here.
And it just shows you, I have, semi-imposter syndrome. I feel like sometimes I don't know that I can stand up for myself, but it shows that you should because these positions that I've got they didn't exist before me, but I advocated for myself to say hey, I deserve a bigger role in this company.
Exactly. You're my inspiration, honestly.
Thank you. And it's really hard, but I feel like this is where the imposter syndrome comes in because I got the positions, but I don't feel like I got
You're just
them.
a teenage girl.
I know.
You're just a teenage girl, and you're over here doing these serious jobs.
I know. And Kyle yesterday, we went out to dinner to celebrate my promotion. And
that was my next question. How did you celebrate? But
we went and got tacos and Margs. But he was congrats, and he made me cheers my drink with him. And I was I'm such a horrible person. I didn't even think to say thank you for this or cheers you back. And he was no, you're not. You're still setting in.
Exactly.
You got it.
You just gotta take it all in.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
And it's not even going to feel real because, tomorrow I start the job, but I'm only there for 2 days, so nothing really is going to change.
So
right
it's am I really doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really
you
weird. Thanks. Do you have any more questions for me?
No, I know how you celebrated tacos and margs, which is a great way to celebrate.
Yeah.
And you deserve it.
Thank you. I love tacos and margs.
I know you do. You love Mexican food.
They're my favorite.
I know.
That's if there could literally be anything in the world to make me happy, that's it.
The key to her heart, guys, honestly. Take notes.
Yes, take notes. Okay, are you ready for some quote unquote hot seat questions?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What is your favorite song right now?
Favorite song?
Yeah.
I
These
don't
ones
even
might
know.
be harder for you. I
No,
should have
no,
prepared you.
it's okay. It's okay. It's not even like the song I sing the most, honestly, is "We Can't Be Friends" by Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Like that's my jam right now,
Are you
honestly.
excited to see her in the new Wicked movie?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I've never seen the old one.
Yeah.
Um, it's just not something that's I'm not the target audience for it, but I
That's
know it's
okay.
really important to her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I support her.
Yeah. What are you loving right now? It could literally be anything.
What am I loving right
Yeah.
now? I am really loving sushi, and there's this place called Blue Sushi in Crocker Park. If you're from Northeast Ohio, and they have happy hour all week, and me and my parents go every Friday. Well, we're
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
get half off sushi. It's like a
Yum.
perfect little treat after work.
It is.
I eat 26 pieces.
Good. As you
it's
should.
it's so good. I get 4 rolls, and it totals to 26 pieces, and I eat it all up every time.
Yum. Okay. We have two more questions.
Oh, wait, is it coming to an end?
It is. And I kind
Aw.
of got to pee. So, uh-oh.
Okay.
If you could only listen to one genre of music for the rest of time, what would you choose and why?
Easy. I guess it's pop, whatever Justin Bieber makes.
Yeah.
Whatever he makes, whatever JB is singing, I'm listening to
She's
it.
listening.
Anytime. That's so easy.
And lastly, what would your warning label say?
My warning label, fragile but easily irritated.
I love that. That's so cute.
Like, oh, you lost me.
You lost me.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, thank you so much, Courtney, for being our second Zoom interview.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. I really didn't know what to expect. I was like, do I bring a notepad?
No.
Like what do I bring? Just me and my mouth, honestly.
Yeah, that's all we need.
I don't know.
But that's all we have for you today. So please follow us on Instagram. Do all the things. Erica usually does this, so I'm not going to go on the full spiel. But with that, I'm Marissa.
I'm Courtney.
And we run on coffee. Bye.
Bye.